Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Wait for y'all to pop up in here and talk about some heavyweight stuff. As y'all come in, let me know if you all can hear me. As y'all pop in, let me know if you can hear me. Might have to relocate to a different position. I'm at Six Flags right now. Jay Jerk was good, bro. Can you hear me good? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I may need to relocate to somewhere else. I'm at Six Flags sitting next to this damn carousel, and behind me is this damn roller coaster. So tried to find a little ducked off area to talk because I'm not a roller coaster person at all, but my kids wanted to come here, so it's one of them type of things. As y'all come in, you're gonna hear a lot of noise, man. I'm at Six Flags, so I'm not a damn roller coaster person. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of sitting out today. Demetrius Count, what it do? Marcus Johnson was good. King Strick, Golden Gloves, Lawrence Williams, Irvin Hendry, The Beyonder, James Ross was good, y'all. All right, first let me talk about the under the radar stuff. Brandon White, salute. Cali Meehan, son Willis Meehan will be fighting. He'll be fighting at the end of the month. I think he's gonna be fighting. What's the dude's name, man? I forgot this dude's name already. Attilia Kelman. I tried to look the guy up on YouTube. I've seen a few of his fights just now. I just watched him. He has like a few amateur fights, like a pro fight. The dude leaves his hands way too low. He's upright. Doesn't seem like he'll be physically strong enough for Willis. I believe Willis is like 8-0 with 7 knockouts. So I expect Willis to blow right through him. The dude he's fighting is a Hungarian fighter who's undefeated. He's 4-0 as well. But just looking at him, he even walks guys down with his hands now. You know what I mean? So he's walking guys down with low hands. Only time I've seen a guy really be able to get away with that are guys like Roy Jones Jr. You dig what I'm saying? And this guy is no Roy Jones Jr. that he's fighting. But I expect Willis to go in there and dust him up. Now with Willis, what I'll be looking for is just his weight. He is a younger guy, but I want to see if he's going to continue to come in the 280s or the high 270s, or he'll try to get back down to those mid 260s like he was in his first couple pro fights. All right. So that's a little under the radar prospect fight that's happening. I believe it's August 30th. These damn roller coasters. I believe that's August 30th. Then I just seen on Boxing Scene that they're trying to target Wilder versus Ortiz for November 23rd. First they were putting out November 9th, now they're putting out November 23rd. So hopefully for me, just speaking for myself, hopefully it is November 23rd. I would definitely go out to Vegas to watch that fight in person if they did Wilder versus Ortiz November 23rd, all right? And we're going to talk about Ruiz and Joshua in a second here, man. I was waiting for people to pile in because I want you guys' opinion on this as well, man. So Blackout was good. Levi Khan, he said, you see Chaz Witherspoon on the comeback trail. He's had 4 wins in a row. I haven't seen none of the fights. I do know that he was coming back and he was taking fights. I noticed like a fight or two he had a few months ago or whatever, but I haven't watched any of his fights. Levi Khan says, who's the prospect that just beat Kingpin Johnson 2 weeks ago in Russia? I'm not sure. Who did somebody was mentioning that to me too, man. I didn't get a chance to check that out, man. I've been focusing so much on this trip over to the West Coast the last few weeks. AZ was good. Levi Khan says Usyk maybe needs a new opponent. Takam is out. Who should he fight? Dweck? Damn, so Takam is out already? That news just came out the other day that he was going to fight him. Is that something that just came out? Same cruising, what it do? Roderick Thompson was good. Yeah, so for those of you just joining in, spoke about Willis Meehan has a fight coming up end of the month, and Wilder and Ortiz is being looked at for November 23rd in Vegas. All right. Um, yeah, AZ, that's what they talking about. They talking about November 23rd, which works better for me. Now I'm being selfish here, but that works better for me because I want to make that fight. Yes, Levi Khan, Parker Usura on Ruiz Joshua undercard. Yes, I did see that on Boxing Scene. They're talking about that, putting that fight on the undercard. One thing I will give Hearn credit for is when he puts together these cards, he does a good job of stacking it with heavyweight fights, especially when he puts on cards over what's that place called, the O2. He does a great job of that, man. So I will give Eddie Hearn that. I mean, he will give you 3 heavyweight fights on one card, so I'll give him that for sure. All right, now let's talk about this Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua saga, man. Now, yes, I know that Andy Ruiz signed a contract, all right? And here's my take on that. I'm thinking when he signed that contract, they're looking for a last-minute replacement. I think Andy probably had the mindset of, look, I'll sign this shit, man, just so I can get in the ring and get the fight with AJ. And if I happen to win, we'll figure all that out later. You know what I mean? So I think when he signed the contract, he signed it based on, let me go ahead and get in where I can fit in, meaning let me sign first and just, be the guy that he's going to fight. Because I know there's a lot of names being thrown out there when they're looking for a replacement opponent. So I think Andy was just looking at it like, look, man, if I win the fight, we'll deal with all the particulars later as far as the rematch and all that type of thing, all right? I think right now Ruiz is just trying to negotiate a little bit more money. Yes, the contract to me is more of that you're obligated to fight Joshua next. But what can be negotiated is the money. Obviously the venue, because according to Eddie Hearn, he wanted to fight in the UK, and they're going to have it in the UK. This immediately after the first fight. So obviously he catered to Ruiz to some degree, you know what I mean? For them to say that it was going to be staged in Saudi Arabia. Now Ruiz came out today, and his words were, you're going to get the rematch, but it's going to be on his terms. It's going to be on our terms. That's what he said. He said you want to bring it to the States. Now, me speaking selfishly as a fan, I would love for all the fights to be here because I can attend them. You know what I'm saying? Some people have no, some fans here in America have no plans of attending any of these fights, and that's cool. But shit, for me, I would love for these fights to be here. It'd put me in a good situation because I'll have to choose between Wilder and Ortiz or AJ and Ruiz. And being that I've seen Wilder in person already, I would probably opt to see the Anthony Joshua and Ruiz fight if it happens in December. You know what I mean? That'd be my preference as far as which fight to go to, especially if it can happen, if it happens in the States anywhere, whether it's Vegas, LA, New York, I would be more than willing to go to that fight. All right, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with Ruiz trying to get a little bit more money, man. Like, and I watch a lot of guys' videos, so I'll be making a lot of the same points that they've made. I've seen Fanon, shouts out to him, 78 Sports. I've seen Joe Habib. I've seen D-Style. I've seen BFTB, Best Fight the Best. World Breaker Fighting. I've watched a lot of guys' videos. Southside Boxing 601. I've seen a lot of guys' videos. They made a lot of great points. And even on Beeb's show, he brought on guys that had like a counter argument. And I understand what you guys are saying. He signed a contract, honored it. Still fighting him is honoring the contract, but just trying to negotiate a little bit more money. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, man. Especially in the temperature today where you got promoters trying to run off with a boatload of money. To me, I'm pro fighter. I'm not pro promoter. And it seems as if a lot of fans are like pro manager and pro promoters, and I've always been pro fighter, man. So I think the fighters should be able to divvy up this money. Now I understand the promoter's going to walk away with something because they're the one that's putting on the event. I totally understand that. They're not doing this shit for free. But when it comes to who should walk away with the majority of the money, I think the fighters should, in my opinion. So yeah, I think Ruiz is willing and able to honor this contract to fight AJ. He just wants a little bit more money, man. You dig what I'm saying? Like, when in the history have you seen a guy that's going to be the champion coming in there getting 20%? I know a lot of you say, well, Mr. Boxing, he should have read the fine print. That's what he signed up for. All right, son. Yeah, he signed up to for the rematch, but you can still negotiate some money in there. And people think that like Ruiz doesn't have any worth. I don't get how you guys can say, or some people, some fans can come to that conclusion that this guy has no worth when he has something that Anthony Joshua wants. He wants those belt backs, right? And not even just the belts. He's trying to get his pride back, his confidence back, because this is the guy, Anthony Joshua, who said that he lost his passion. Now, I think Andy Ruiz has a lot to do with him losing his passion. You know what I mean? I think what happened June 1st help that, you know what I mean? Help him lose his passion. All right, so he definitely has something that Anthony Joshua wants. You know what I mean? Yes, Anthony Joshua's still the bigger name. Yes, he's more popular. He has more Twitter followers, and he makes more per fight. Yeah, I get that, man. But we still got to treat Andrew Ruiz like he's a champion, man. And 20% is bullshit. And so for him to try to negotiate a little bit more money, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. The dude earned it. And I think that he went in there, and I think just the way he beat Anthony Joshua will make him and his team say, hold on, man, let's try to, we went in there and whooped him. I know a lot of fans, they're still not accepting the fact that the dude got whooped. That wasn't some mirage. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't clouded vision, beer goggles. He whooped him, man. You dig what I'm saying? So I think he should be compensated for that. And like I always say, man, you're worth what you negotiate. Even if you do sign a contract, then renegotiate the contract. Athletes over here do it all the time over here in America. I'm not privy to all the sports over there in the UK, but I know here you hear football players all the time that have signed contracts, but to renegotiate their deal, maybe they made the Pro Bowl, or maybe they were in the MVP race, or maybe they led the league in sacks or touchdowns, or they had a great year, or an all-pro year or something like that. They sit out training camps. They may sit out the first game, you know what I mean, to renegotiate. And I don't see why that's a huge ordeal with some of the fans that I'm reading comments, and I'm just looking at all the fans comments, and a lot of fans are pissed off as if like the fight's not going to happen. I think it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Andrew Ruiz just wants a little bit more money. You know what I mean? Yes, I know he signed a contract, but to me, if there's ever a point of when somebody has put themselves in a position, I think he's put himself in a position. Some people think he hasn't put himself in a position until he beats Anthony Joshua again. I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. I think. All right, we are back. I went off for a hot second, but we are back. So that's my opinion on it, man. I'm seeing, and I'm just going off of comments that I've read and comments that are left behind my comments. Cause I'm going like on different videos of the press conference, even comments, and then people are coming up behind me trying to argue with me about this whole thing. And I just don't think Andrew Ruiz is still getting his proper respect, man. People are still treating him like he's just some Joe Blow, like he just got lucky on June 1st. I totally disagree with that, man. This isn't Paul Butler that got lucky. You dig what I'm saying? This isn't Ivica Perkovic that got lucky. You know what I mean? Andrew Ruiz is the top, and when I was doing my rankings in 2016, you guys go check out my old top 10 rankings. And I even said in those videos, the only reason why I don't have Andy Ruiz in the top 10, guys, if you're worried about Andy Ruiz, even though I mentioned him for honorable mention, like he was like one of the first 4 or 5 guys I mentioned after my top 10. And I only said that because he just wasn't active enough with Top Rank. And then when Top Rank did have him active, they had him fighting Germany. You know what I'm saying? But I always thought he was skillful. Now, did I pick him to beat AJ? No, I didn't. I picked AJ to win because through the eye test and me breaking down the fighters, I literally thought Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder were the 2 best heavyweights. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna sit here in front like I was picking Andy in the first fight, but I knew he was a way stiffer challenge than people giving him credit for. You know what I mean? Go to the comments, see what y'all talking about, man. But that's pretty much, man. Like, that's pretty much my opinion on everything, man. I think Andy just needs a little bit more respect. And before I get to y'all's comments in the chat, man, now maybe maybe our sense of humor is different. The the way we joke around here in the U.S. and the way they joke around in the U.K., but Eddie Hearn, man, and look, I gave Eddie Hearn credit for the way I think he puts together cards with good heavyweight fights stacked on one card. So I do give him credit. But just this, this pompous, nose in the air, power, and when we say so, and on our terms, and it's what AJ says, it's that type of attitude, man, that rubs me the wrong way. All right, we back. It's that type of attitude that rubs me the wrong way, especially after you got your ass whooped. It's one thing had it been some decision where AJ squeaked by and then he wants to rematch again. Okay, then you can continue with that pompous, arrogant thing. But after an ass whooping, though, it just makes you, in my opinion, it just comes across as just like people just rooting against your guy to get his ass whooped again, man. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know, man. That's just the way I feel about it, y'all. I mean, y'all can disagree with me, and that's fine, man. But just this whole pompous, arrogant bullshit that you're spewing, man. It just, I don't know, man. It just seems like it's all about power to them. Who has the power, and the upper hand, and when we say so. And man, knock it off. Man, dude got his ass whooped. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of you think that U.S. guys are arrogant, and you guys have your ways. You feel your certain way about us as well, man. But I just don't see, usually when we get our ass whooped over here, we're pretty humble. You know what I mean? That shit can humble you. Now, we know the word humble can have different meanings, right? People think that Ruiz should be humble. He should humble himself. Well, if you mean be respectful, I think he's been respectful. But if you mean be submissive, if you mean be unassertive, if you mean be meek and bow down, then no, he shouldn't be humble in that regard. But respectful, I think he's been respectful. I think Andy's been very respectful. Just because he went out and bought a house and bought some chunky jewelry and all that. I mean, come on, man. So we're about to, And like I said on the previous video, man, Andy has always went on social media and shown things that he has. He's been before, last year, he had a post up where he posted $10,000. He had another post up where he posted his Porsche. He's about to get his Porsche washed. There's another picture that he posted last year where he had his son's name spelled out in $100 bills with his son sitting on top of $100 bills. What we need to worry about, man, is not all that. Now, could there be some type of mental lapse with Andy where he could just be so focused on the monetary things that he's gained since his victory? Yeah, but I don't see that happening. This is somebody who's been very humble with the way he lives. This is somebody that when he wasn't fighting, really, this dude's screaming on his slow ass carousel. But anyways, this is somebody that actually worked construction when he was in between fights. If that's not humble, man, I don't know what is. A pro fighter that's signed the top rank, working construction. All right, let me go to these comments, man, see what y'all talking about. Let me see here. We'll back. Hold on. I appreciate y'all showing up too, man. I never really have a rhyme or reason to my lives. I just pop up. You know what I mean? I pop up like Jack in the Box. You know what I mean? All right. Let's see here. Timothy Moten, what's good, bro? Y'all go check out my man Timothy Moten. He's a pro heavyweight boxer. Go to his Instagram. He says, heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? August 16th, 5-0. Y'all go check out my man Timothy Moten. He is from the hometown of the great Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? Jimmy Young, isn't Jimmy Young from Louisville as well? I think Jimmy Young is from Louisville too. Sheldon Home. Okay, I'm trying to get to the top, y'all. All right, Levi Karn says fights should not be in Saudi, though. What the fuck? That's bogus. What type of commission do they even have? Man, that's a good question. I know they got a lot of political things going out there on Saudi Arabia. I don't think Saudi really thinks highly of Americans out there. I know a reporter got killed out there. There's a lot of things going on in Saudi Arabia. When I first heard it, I was scratching my head. You know what I mean? But I do know that big fights have been held in, Africa and the Philippines and Jamaica and things like that. But Saudi Arabia is a whole different. And I understand that Amir Khan fought out there against Billy Dib and all that, but it made me scratch my head as well. Now, from what I hear, AJ goes out there and politics and has like a home out there or something like that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but odd place in my opinion. Then they find like women's rights out there. There's a lot of stuff going on out there, man. Sheldon Holmes said, Mr. Boxing today, what up, though? Do you think this is a play by 80 for the fight to take place to get Ruiz stripped possibly? You know what, bro? Even if he do get him stripped, AJ's not going to really, in my opinion, really be able to redeem himself. Now, I understand that Mike Tyson never got to fight Buster Douglas again, and he came back and was able to get some good victories, actually became champion again. But I think it's going to play on AJ's psyche. Let's just say Ruiz does get stripped and he fights Kirbet Pulev for the vacant IBF strap. Besides giving him a title back around his waist, especially if Andy Ruiz isn't in the ring or hasn't lost or whatever, or gets another loss on his record, people are still going to be like, yeah, but the dude that whipped your ass is still walking around with a smile on his face. It's going to have to be Ruiz, man. They're going to have to fight Ruiz next. Anything else is just like, okay, you know what I mean? So I think if Eddie Hearn, man, he should just find a way to give Ruiz some more money, man, because really, if you want to really repair AJ, you have to have him fight Ruiz to get his redemption, man. At least give him another shot. Are there other fights out there that could help his image as far as rebuilding it from that loss? Yeah. If he can get there with a Wilder or Tyson Fury or something like that, yeah. But right now, you have to be targeting Andy Ruiz. Anything else is just kind of like, in my opinion at least, you know what I mean? Will Bag says AJ won't be a top 3 heavyweight ever again. The Beyonder says totally agree the champ should be on the A side of the contract. Will Bag says if that fight happens in Saudi, I'll be shocked. William Redman says it's a ploy. Will Bag says all Ruiz has to do is say he fears for his life. Level 2 travel adversary. Yeah, because I think we have 4 levels, and I did think I see something that Saudi Arabia is number 2. It's just, look, man, and no disrespect to anybody that's watching from Saudi Arabia, when I think of Saudi Arabia, I think of like M16s and I'm sure they have domesticated parts of the country, but I just think of war, and I just don't, at least from over here, sitting over here chilling in the shade, right? I just think of them as having like animosity towards us, man. I don't know. Then a reporter just got killed over there that was American. Now I'm not privy to everything over there, but just from an outsider's point of view, I don't know about that. AZ says, let me see, hold on. AZ says belts mean nothing in boxing. You are the A side without belts if your name is Alvarez or Joshua. But see, bro, but you have to be winning as well. Now, Mike Tyson to come off of losses and still have the high-profile name, but you have to be winning because that shit can only carry you for so long. He may be this superstar over in the UK with not having a belt. And look, I'm pretty sure AJ and Price will do well in the UK. Yeah, AJ and David Price, I'm pretty sure that'll do well in the UK. I'm pretty sure Fury and AJ do. I think all those fights do well in the UK. But he's conquered the UK. But I don't think over here, though, man. I'm not sure that's going to work over here. And yes, I understand that boxing is bigger than America, but this is where it's at, though. I know the UK, is really had their run when he was the title holder and all that, but he ain't the title holder no more, man. And the last time we saw him, he quit in the ring, getting hands put on him, got knocked down 4 times. So that shit, to me, in my opinion, can only last for so long, man. It's like some good cologne, right? You can have some $100 cologne on you. It's gonna last, but eventually it's gonna evaporate, man. So. Let me see. But you got to keep winning though, bro. You can't be getting knocked out and knocked down 4 times and all that, man, and then get on interviews and say you lost passion for the sport and all this, and then just carry on like nothing happened though. You dig what I'm saying? Canelo ain't got whooped up like that. You know what I mean? Kurt Anderson, Kurt Sugar, what it do, bro? St. Cruzin says Saudi Arabia is absurd. Ruiz shouldn't go. Scrapbook Boxing, salute, brother. He says, what's good, bro? Miss Box today, salute and support this great content. Hey, y'all go support Scrapbook Boxing as well, man. Joseph Brown in the building, what's good, bro? Doing live production. You say you still in LA? Yes, I am. I'm in wherever Six Flags is at. I think it's San Clarita. Is that what his name sounds like? Is that where we're at? San Clarita? I think that's where we're at. Wherever Six Flags is, that's where we're at. San Clarita, California. John Yosarian was good. Yeah, something like that. My oldest son, me and him are not roller coaster people. So my wife and my other 3 are enjoying themselves. So me and him's gonna sit this one out, drink some drinks, and hey man, them churros, man, I done ate about 1,000 churros, man. Them churros good as hell out here. St. Cruzin says, okay, he's talking to St. Cruzin. Mike Wilkins, what it do, bruh? Mala2243 was good. He says, I thought AJ would win, but I felt it would go past the 6th round. I knew he wouldn't blow Ruiz out quick. John Yosarian says, Kubrat Pulev will fight Junior 5 next. Thoughts? They're fighting next? Is that next? I'm gonna get to it. Let me scroll down. Just somebody let me know, is that next? I've been trying my hardest to keep up on all the boxing news, y'all, but I'm on vacation, man. So somebody let me know, is Pulev versus Junior 5 next? M. Reynolds was good. P Money was good. Scroll back up to some of these comments. Yeah, Will Bag says, talking about some UK fans, I'm not talking about guys like Leo Donald and guys from UK that come to my channel and we can converse back and forth. But it just seems like the majority of the ones I run across, at least online, because when I was at the Fury Wilder fight at Staples Center, me and my wife were literally sitting in the Tyson Fury section. And you guys know I posted the videos with them singing Sweet Caroline. I actually enjoy it. Look, I thought it was funny. But I'm talking about just the pompous, nose in the air, and we have all the power, and, get behind thee, and, all that shit, man. It's like, dude, and you just got your ass whooped? That's what I don't like, man. That's what I don't like. And I'm sure there's things you guys don't like about me from the UK, and that's cool, but I'm just voicing what I don't like. You know what I mean? That whole, honor thee. Oh, it's just weird, man. It just comes off weird, especially after an ass whooping. It just makes you seem, it comes off crazy, man. You know what I mean? Watch my cup runneth over the finest champagne as you wait your turn, and when AJ wants to, and come on, man. Let me see here, y'all. These comments is all over, y'all. Let me try to answer some of these questions, man. Willie Redmond says, I like Hearn, biased though. Mother is a Hearn. Let me see here. Joseph Brown says, control. They want to control everything. Yeah, it's like even after like I just stated, even after like getting whooped, it's like they're just not going to show. Well, obviously Andy is making them, give in to some concessions because the fight went from it has to be in the UK, will be in the UK, to Saudi Arabia. So that lets you know that his side is being heard, and he does have some wiggle room. And he has smart people around him, man. You know what I mean? Andy has some smart people around him. Lawrence Williams says, I don't blame Andy for trying to get the most out of this. Buster made $24 million a fight. Holyfield at the Mirage. Yeah, you know what I mean? Kiwi Sports Fan 83 says, agree. People think Ruiz is showboating on social media. I hope he hasn't lost the drive he had before making it. That dude needs a right, left, bro, to shut him up. P Money says, what's good, brother? Yeah, doing live. The Kitty Rice had that dude. Now he was just on the acting silly, man. That dude is on the ride. You could tell he was acting silly, but crazy. Scrapbook, I don't know if Scrapbook's asking me, Marvin Hart versus Muhammad Ali. I don't know, Scrapbook, are you asking me like a breakdown of that? Muhammad Ali will wash Marvin Hart. But maybe, I don't know, maybe you're going back and forth with somebody in comments. But like a head-to-head, Ali will wash Marvin Hart. Just way too little, way too little. D Jack says Mexico is level 2 also. Is that true? I can't really say if that's true, but if that is the case, oh, okay. Oh, let me leave a text message. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me see here. P Money says Saudi Arabia isn't the best place for this fight, in my opinion. They aren't on the best terms with the U.S. and Andy would be out there alone. That's not a great feeling. They hate Americans. Go. Bag says they sell oil to U.S. and are considered an ally, but I wouldn't go there. Yeah, I know some people here on land that were considered allies and they shoot at each other. You dig what I'm saying? Over various things. So I guess they'll be an ally when it's necessary, right? Let me see. Saint said, just give Ruiz more money and forget about Saudi Arabia. Rory Tabori says, who's your pick for Kuzman versus Hunter? I can't split them. I'm a slightly favor Hunter because I think he has more dynamics to his game. I think Kuzman's going to come forward, try to chop him down. But I think Hunter is slippery enough to where he will make it difficult for Kuzman to cut the ring off on him so he can really get busy the way Kuzman wants to. I think he's going to have a hard time cutting the ring off on Hunter. And I think Hunter has a little bit more pop than people give him credit for, and he lets his hands go. And that's where a lot of these bigger heavyweights, although Kuzman isn't the 6'8", he's still about 6'4", but he kind of fights with the high guard, come forward. You know what I mean? I think Hunter is going to be busy. I think he's going to be active, going to let his hands go. And he's slippery with his defense, and he has pretty decent footwork. So I'm going to go with Hunter in that fight, man. I'm going to favor Hunter in that fight. But it's not going to be easy, though. You dig what I'm saying? And Hunter has shown me, like in the Martin Bacole fight, and in the I could see this dude in my head. I just forgot his damn name. What's the big ass dude? The big hairy dude, man. What's the dude that he stopped? Damn, it's gonna piss me off. You guys know what I'm talking about. The big 6'8", 300-pound dude that lost to I think Pulev beat him as well. Let me see if somebody left it in the comments. I just can't think of his damn name. Ustinov, yep. So what? And he showed me that he can, that he is not intimidated by size, none whatsoever. And Hunter did about 8 or 9 Klitschko camps. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with Hunter in that one, man, based on everything that I said. Good fight though. Good fight, because Kuzman's gonna be hungry. Let's see. Dago 619, what to do, bro? He says, salute fam, hate to rub it in, but some trolls say I'm lying about picking Ruiz in the first fight when I did, and I said he will whoop AJ and stop him. Yes. So if those trolls are on my channel, yes, Dago 619 was one of the guys that said he'll win. Who else? There's some other guys, but right top of my head right now that I can think, as far as commenters, Dago619 did say that. And as far as uploaders, off the top of my head, I can think right now, BWTM Sports from the UK. Shouts out to England. England predicted Ruiz to win by stoppage. You know what I mean? And he gave a thorough breakdown. It wasn't just Ruiz gonna knock him out. And Dago619 brought up some valid points about hand speed and AJ being stiff. So yes, there was there that said he was going to win. Me myself, I picked AJ to win, but I didn't think it was going to be some easy fight. So I mean, I still picked against Ruiz, but yes, there was people out there that picked him. Jake's Awake says the problem in boxing, the promoters get more action than the fighters. Laugh out loud. Yeah, and you know what, man? I understand there were guys like even guys before him, but I just bring up Don King. And I understand, you know, promoters try to be magnetic and charismatic and all that type of thing and eccentric, and that's cool. You know, if that's what Eddie Hearn's trying to do to bring more light to Matchroom and his fighters, I have no problem with that, man. But when you trying to, it's just when they want to make more than a fighter, I think that shit is so out of date now, man. It's like, come on, man. These fighters should be making more money. You dig what I'm saying? They're the ones in there taking all the risks. Yes, the promoter taking a business risk when they sign these fighters and give them money up front and things like that. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But to me, go to the bathroom. All right. To me, the fighters should be making more money, especially when they're elite level guys at this level, man. And, yeah, I think Hearn comes across like he's trying to be the superstar. And if that's his goal, to be a superstar promoter, hey, more power to you, bro. But just don't get in the way of trying to let guys like Andrew Ruiz eat more than 20% when he's the defendant, when he's the champ. Mike Wilkins says also if made Parker versus Usura, who you got? I got Parker. I got Parker winning that one on points. I think Usura will put enough pressure on Parker to where Parker probably won't. Parker, to me, seems like he's a smart type of guy to say, you know what, I'm not going to give Usura the best chance to win by going toe-to-toe with him. I'm going to move. He's a much more fluid fighter than a guy like Dillian White, although Dillian White did get the decision over Parker. To me, Parker, style-wise, is much more fluid. I think he has quicker hands, and I think he has more in his toolbox as far as, you know, he can get in there and try to act like a dog and have a dog fight with you, or he can move a little bit, pop the jab, pot shot a little bit. I think he has that over Taco. Not Taco, I'm sorry, but I think he has that over Usura, and I think he'll use that. I think he'll bang when he has to and move when he has to, and I think he should be able, I think he's strong enough, I think he should be able to tie up Usura. Now, Usura's going to have to make it a dog fight. Don't allow him to tie up, use your elbow, use all the dirty tricks that you can get away with. If the ref's over here, Rubio Bernard Hopkins, hit him in his hip on this side, you know what I mean? Bully him, shoulder to shoulder, try to stay in his chest. Step on his foot if you have to cut the ring off. Dirty meaning, I'm not saying go in there and use your elbow and break his nose, but, you know, little dirty tactics that you can get away with. You dig what I'm saying? And try to make it just a rough fight with Parker. But I'm going to go with Parker pulling away by decision. Somewhere like a 9-3 type of fight. 9-3, but Usura's still making him work for it. You get what I'm saying? So like a convincing decision victory, one that he has to work for him and fight smart, though. I think the jab is going to be key to offset Usura, because Usura put the high guard up, and sometimes he plays that game to where, you know, he'll take 7 shots to land one. And if he wants to play that game, I think that favors Parker all day, because I think Parker has good legs and pretty good stamina, especially if you can't get to him to get him into a physical fight. And sometimes Usura doesn't set up his punches with jabs. Sometimes he tries to just hook and uppercut his way in. And I think that could possibly lead him being 2-3 steps behind Parker, trying to cut off the ring on him. But I'm going with Parker. Okay, Curtis. He said, Scrapbook was talking about heavyweights from Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, bet. AZ says, can't see how Ruiz can pull out of this fight without losing belts, money, and getting suspended. I don't think he's going to pull out, bro. I just think he's trying to just wait it out And even if they got to go to court just to get some more money, I don't think he wants to pull out the fight. I don't think he's on some like, nah, I'm not gonna fight you, nan and boo boo. I don't think he's on that. I think he wants some more bread. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I think, bro. I don't think he's gonna pull out. But if he does, I would expect him to lose some belts. I would expect that because he's supposed to fight on the immediately. I think he's just needing a little bit more money, man. That's what I think. Yep, so don't do it. All right, let me see. D-Jack says, it's a contract. Be a man of your word and honor it. Lying to get a fight isn't cool. What is he lying about? I'm not sure what... If you're talking about Ruiz, bro, what is he lying about? And he is being a man. He is honoring it. He is saying... He didn't say, I don't want to fight you, man. You know what I mean? He's just saying, we're going to fight, but it's going to be on his terms. Now, whatever Ruiz's... however he determines his terms, you know what I mean? I guess we have to, go deeper into that. But I didn't see him say that he wants to pull out the fight. He just wants a little bit more money. And he doesn't want it in Saudi Arabia. It doesn't mean that he's not going to fight him at all. Because when you say stuff like that, that make it things like, well, shit. So is AJ and them want to just say, no, we ain't going to fight you if it can't be in Saudi Arabia and we can't just give you 20%? We're not going to renegotiate this. I mean... That'll make me question them. You dig what I'm saying? If I do things on to honor it, he's just not honoring getting 20%. Like, you don't have to honor that. Try to renegotiate. And you go to court, man. We don't know. And Joe Habib brought up a good point. Shouts out to him. If this went to court, we're not sure. Like, look, man, none of us are, we don't know what the judge will rule. Maybe the judge will rule like, look, man, maybe it is unsafe for an American fighter to go over to Saudi Arabia. He doesn't have to go over there. Let's pick another venue. And, him only getting 20%. Maybe a judge will rule something different, man. We don't know. Like, we don't know. We can, guess. Like, I'm guessing right now. But AZ says, but Fury pulled out of a Klitschko rematch and came back after 2 years, so it's doable, but Ruiz is already 30, can't be afforded to sit out for 2 years. I mean, yeah, but he's he set out a year and a half before, dealing with top rank. And it's not like he's about to be, 42 or 39, you know what I mean? He's still young, man, he's still young. He's still young, still fresh, still young. Although he has the type of style where he likes to bang, he hasn't been in a lot of wars. You know what I mean? So I think he's still good, man. I don't want the dude to sit out. Look, man, I'm not saying I want the dude to sit out. I want them to get the money ironed out, the location, and let's fight in December. You know what I mean? But I can't get mad at a fighter, whether it's Ruiz or even if it was Anthony Joshua. This in this situation is trying to get a little bit more money on this situation. I'm not talking about Joe Blow fighting in some bullshit fight. I'm talking about this type of situation with this magnitude of a fight. I can't get mad at a fighter, whether it's Ruiz, Wilder, Joshua, you know what I mean? And I'm not always in disagreement with Eddie Hearn in the way he does business. No, I'm not. I thought that Luis Ortiz should have took the money to fight Anthony Joshua. I actually did a video about it. The video's still up. You know what I'm saying? But that's to fight him the first time. This is different because Ruiz actually went in there and whooped him. You dig what I'm saying? Ortiz hadn't fought him yet, and in my opinion, I thought it was a good payday for Ortiz. Ortiz and his team went through something else, and hey, they're going to get a title shot anyways against Wilder in the rematch. Against somebody who they've hurt, or somebody that Ortiz has hurt in the ring and almost beat. You dig what I'm saying? But this situation is different because Ruiz has whooped this dude already. Mala2243 says, I got Parker against Usura, but it carries plenty of risk. He will be in Parker's face from the first round and won't let up. And the way he works the body, set up the head shots is dangerous for Parker. Yes, I think it's a dangerous fight. At the very least, I think it's a dangerous fight. Salute my man Trey X in the building. All right, y'all, we back, man. I fell off for a couple seconds. I'm trying to go back up to what Kurt was talking about. Kurt said he picked 2 major upsets. He said he wasn't surprised by the Joshua defeat. AZ says Hearn is good at what he's doing. He get that big money for his boxers. Yeah, key word. His boxers. It's not his responsibility to get big money for Ruiz, right? It's Ruiz and his team responsibility. That's why we're going through what we're going through. And shit, according to Dillian White didn't think Eddie Hearn was offering him big enough money to take the Joshua rematch. So I guess we can argue that point, but they signed with Hearn, you know what I mean? So obviously they must feel good about the position that Hearn is putting these guys in. You know, so I'm not gonna argue that, man. I can't argue somebody staying with who they want to stay with as far as promoters. Maury Burns 74, what's good, brother? What's good, man? Y'all go subscribe to my man Maury Burns 74, man. Puts up excellent content. The OG. Mike Wilkins says, I think Buster Douglas' KO of Union King was more brutal than the KO of Mike Tyson, in my opinion. D-Jack says, it's not his terms, though. He signed a contract. He's claiming Saudi is unsafe when he lives in a Cat 2 country himself. It is an excuse to hold the fight ransom. But how do you know that a judge would agree with you, though, D-Jax? I understand that's your opinion. I understand that you didn't say that. Damn, I keep falling off a connection. Official AJ, what's good, bro? Where's that? D-Jax. Let me see. Damn, where's that comment at? Yeah, D-Jax. So how do you know that a judge would agree with you, though, bro? A judge might think totally different. You know what I mean? And there was a American report over there just got killed, man. So we can't just make light of that, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean anything. And they got a lot of political stuff going on over there. And look, every country has some type of political stuff going on. You know what I mean? But and when you say it's not his terms, like, what do you mean by that? Because if it wasn't his terms, wouldn't the fight just be in the UK? So obviously, Hearn and those guys are making some type of concessions, bro. Because if it wasn't just his terms, he had nothing. You know, Wilder has all the power and stand behind thee and all that pompous type of stuff. And did I say Wilder? Ruiz has no say so or whatever. Then the fight would be in the UK, bro. Because that's where Hearn and those guys really want it. So obviously, Ruiz and those guys are being catered to in some shape, form, or fashion, man. And I mean, look, man, like I always say, you're worth what you negotiate, or you're worth what you renegotiate. Some people say, but he signed a contract. Yeah, but it's not just that black and white up. You signed a contract, that's it. There's circumstances that can cause new developments, man. And what happened on June 1st was a whole different, just a brand new development. You know what I mean? So they're trying to just renegotiate, rework some things within the contract that he signed. And bro, just asking you. I'm just asking you. I know he signed a contract, but just me talking to you, bro. Do you think it's... And I understand life isn't fair, Mr. Boxer. Life's not fair. I understand that, but I'm just talking to you, bro. Do you think that it's a good look for Andy Ruiz to get 20% going into this fight? I'm just asking you, bro. I know he signed a contract. I know life isn't fair. I know everything that you'll probably rebuttal, but I'm just asking you, bro. Just do you think that's a good look for him to get 20% after Wizazazuppin, as Martin said on one of his stand-ups? He Wizazupped Joshua's ass, bro, in my Martin Lawrence voice. You dig what I'm saying? You so crazy. That was the stand-up. He zipped his ass, man. About an hour. power. D Jack says he already negotiated. Okay, but he's trying to renegotiate, bruh. He's trying to renegotiate, just like in sports here, bro. Like when the football player, and I understand it's different sports, but just like NBA players and football players, they just get things added or things reworked within the contract that you already signed. You know what I mean? That's why they sit out training camps. That's why they miss the preseason, because of things like this, until the team either gives in or the team says, fuck you, and we're not doing it. You dig what I'm saying? He's being shady. Well, all right, bro. We just agree to disagree, bro, and that's totally fine. I'm not gonna change your mind, and you're not gonna change my mind. So, Woolbag said they have to build the stadium. Yeah, they're gonna build a stadium. Whatever, man. It's, you know. But yeah, Woolbag, I heard that too. Last time I heard about that shit was Now these things have happened in the past. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about nowadays, trying to hear some shit like that, build a stadium. And I just don't get why they just don't want the fight here in the U.S., man. This is where the fight's going to make the most money, man. You know what I mean? It's going to get the most press out here. I don't think the fight's going to go to decision anyways. I think it's going to win. It's going to end by knockout regardless. The UK fans travel well. You dig what I'm saying? So MSG wasn't pro Ruiz. I was hearing Sweet Caroline and I was hearing all, you know, thought I was watching Fight in the O2 for a minute. I heard Joshua say something about he heard boo birds in the crowd, and that kind of threw him off a little bit, according to him. So I don't get why the fight shouldn't be here. People said, but Mr. Boxing, isn't it fair to have it in the UK? I mean, they could, but I thought the objective was to take over America. And I know I spoke about this before, but I thought the objective was to take over America, to be the landlord, the American takeover. Like, you didn't get robbed on the scorecards. There wasn't no robbery. I just, you know. But AJ said he wanted, you know, his hometown fans to be in attendance to give him that extra boost, you know what I mean, or whatever. So I don't get why the fight can't be here. This is where the money's at for a fight like that. Now, yes, the money's in the UK for Joshua versus Dillian White, for Joshua versus Tyson Fury, for Joshua versus David Price, for Joshua versus those type of guys. Yeah, the money is out there for you guys. But a fight like this, and the first fight took place here, dude, the press in New York, the press here in California will be crazy, man. You dig what I'm saying? Like, why not have it here? Brooklyn Child Boxing, what's good, brother? Rory Tabori says he didn't have time to negotiate in the time frame he had to accept the fight. That's why contract law exists. It's not that simple. And just to buffer that, it's just like, I think when Ruiz took the fight, now you guys can look at this as right or wrong, but I think when he took the fight, it was just like, oh, he need a replacement shit. I'll sign it. I'll sign the fight. You know, whatever's in the contract, we'll look at that shit later. Knowing that we can, you know, renegotiate or put things in there, especially if I win. And he has smart people around him. Look, if I'm sitting here at Six Flags and I can come and think of this shit, I'm sure the people that he has with his team that deal with contracts all day, every day, they been knew this. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm just a fan sitting here coming up with this shit top of my head. Official AJ says he thinks Ruiz should get 10 to 15 million max. I think it should be way more than 10 though, bro. I know you said 10 to 15, but I think shit more than that, because they're trying to just give him 9 right now, and that's like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the 9 is like 20%. So 10, I mean, it's another $1 million, but that's not really moving it the goalpost either, really. AZ says they always build stadiums over there, I think. Tavares Dot, what's good, bro? He says Fury signed a contract. Where was the noise? You talking about Fury and Klitschko? Or Fury and Wilder? Which one you talking about, Tavares? Good to see you too, bro. Pete Money says that stadium will not be ready. That will be a stadium that is not built to any cold whatsoever. They gonna have that motherfucker on sitting on cinder blocks. Woolbag says ain't no Sweet Caroline in Saudi Arabia. Official AJ says, but honestly, is Al Heyman giving Ruiz $9 million? I'm just wondering because Wilder don't even fight for that much. Well, AJ, I'm not sure what Wilder gets, bro. To tell you the truth, bro, I'm not sure how much any of these fighters get put in their bank account. I know what's get thrown out there, but I'm sure that $9 million, the trainer, the cut man, people his team got to get paid as well. You dig what I'm saying? So that money, that $9 million may be divvied up with his team. You dig what I'm saying? So Jay Jerk says, why Saudi though? Doesn't Ruiz control where the fight happens next? Why not MSG? Well, according to Eddie Hearn, bro, AJ's in 100% control. Him and Eddie Hearn, you know what I mean? According to them, all of us dude got his ass whooped. AZ says, let's be real, Saudi paid the most. It's like a purse bid. It is what it is. Brooklyn Child Boxer says, people are okay with Hearn and AJ having a rematch in Saudi Arabia. I can't stand people. I just would like it here, man. You know what I mean? But tell you the truth, bro, whether AJ and Ruiz was, wherever they fight, I think Ruiz going to beat them. Says he can't see Brits traveling over there without the alcohol. One thing about those British fans, man, and I was like I said, I sit right in the middle of British fan section for the Wilder versus Fury fight. They do enjoy themselves. They do sing a lot, and just being in the atmosphere live and up close, I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? I don't do sing-alongs and that type of thing, you know what I mean? But I still enjoy myself, but not, to that capacity. But it is what it is. Ivan Lewis says it's funny how Marco Huck is rated at number 24 at heavyweight. What was he, 24 on BoxRec? Hey, Huck did give Povetkin some problems, man. I thought that could have been a draw. Huck did give Povetkin some problems. Povetkin was getting tired. Huck was moving his hands. He was putting hands on Povetkin in that fight. Official AJ says 15 is more than enough, but Al Heyman wouldn't even come close to paying Ruiz that ever. I guess 15 mil is more than enough depending on what the total pot is. If it's like $100 million pot, I'm not sure the fight is that, but I would say no. You dig what I'm saying? But if they go from 9 to 15, I think that's still reasonable. But again, bro, none of us are really privy to the actual factual numbers. You know what I mean? So, yeah, 15 million seems like a nice chunk, but I guess it just depends on what the total pot is. I agree, Beyonder. Beyonder says, pretty sure Ruiz has advisor. He strikes me as a guy who will fight AJ in a phone booth, but now he's the champ. His mentality has to change. Yeah, you're not just going to just give in to anything, whether you sign a contract or not. You're not just going to give in to anything, you know what I mean? Especially the way he became champion. Y'all, that's another thing. The way he became champ as well, though, man. Like, he knocked that dude. I mean, it's just the way he became champion. Official AJ says, Mr. Boxing, low-key a Brit. Don't let him fool you. Hey, bro, you know what? I haven't checked in a while, man. You guys know I don't show my subscribers. I haven't shown my subscribers in about 6 years. It's just not really important to show how many subscribers I got. If I could put how many views I got private, I would do that as well. But I do have tens of thousands, we'll put it like that. But majority of my subs, last I checked was like maybe over a year ago, were from the UK. But a lot of, every time I make any type of video critiquing Anthony Joshua or Hearn or any UK fighter, I'll glance at my subscriber, and I'm talking about people unsubscribe by like the 20s, like 25 people unsubscribe, 10 people unsubscribe. You know what I mean? But then those numbers, I'll get those subscribers back too. You know what I mean? But a lot of my subscriber base were from the UK, like more than half. You know what I mean? But it's like whenever I critique any of their fighters, or especially if I big up Deontay Wilder, any type of way, shape, or form, get a lot of thumbs downs and people unsubscribe. Go figure. You know what I mean? But then when I, give AJ his props, then I'm keeping it real and I'm speaking the truth. You dig what I'm saying? So that just comes with being an uploader here on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 10 years, man, so I'm used to that. Yes, I do. Official AJ. New Zealand was the third. It went for my subscriber base. It was UK, and the US and New Zealand was like neck and neck. And it's crazy because we have way more fans here. You know what I mean? Or a lot more people here in the US. But the reason that was though is because Wilder's like one of the only, especially when I was, talking about heavyweights 4 or 5 years ago, 3-4 years ago, Wilder was the only name that people really recognized. So whereas in these other countries, they care about the up and coming prospects a little bit more. You know what I mean? Versus here. You know what I mean? America's a tough place though, man. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta show and prove to get a lot of fans here. They're not just gonna get behind you just because, man. Some will, but majority won't. They'll boo you. You dig what I'm saying? Just like when Wilder and Ortiz was fighting. You guys go check that fight out. That Brooklyn crowd started booing him. I think it was like the 5th round, when maybe it was like the 3rd or 4th or something like that, when Wilder and Ortiz were kind of, parrying and kind of filling each other out. They started booing. We ain't gonna be over here singing and shit. Come on, No, we're not gonna do that if y'all ain't picking up the action. You know what I mean? Blue Nick says, does Ruiz get any leverage from stalling a fight and being difficult to deal with? I don't think he's being difficult to deal with. I think the guy just wants a little bit more money based on his performance from June 1st. And he's not some just random heavyweight. He isn't just some pedestrian heavyweight. He was a legit consensus, not sanctioning body, but a consensus, like top 10-ish type of heavyweight going into the AJ fight. You dig what I'm saying? Difficult. I mean, he just beat the dude. He just beat him a couple months ago, man. People acting like this shit was like 9 months ago and we're still dragging along. And he just beat. You know what I mean? He just beat the dude in June, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't some long thing that's been dragged out for 9-10 months and we're still sitting around waiting for Andy Ruiz. You know what I mean? They're saying the fight ain't gonna take place until December anyways. And if these guys are smart, even if they're not in full-blown, full-throttle training camp, still get in, you know what I mean? Do some type of work to stay in shape before you enter that hard training camp. You dig what I'm saying? D-Jack says, refuses UK, fight gets made in Saudi, refuses Saudi. Yeah, he's playing a little bit of hardball, bro. But the fight ain't till December, man. And I think it's going to get made. But yeah, he's playing a little bit of hardball because he beat the hell out this dude, man. And leave it up to what's the dude's name? What's the hell's the dude's name? Eddie Hearn. Leave it up to him. Shit, leave it up to Eddie Hearn. Ruiz won't walk away with shit. You know what I mean? As far as money. And I think Andy was more concerned with the shit happening in the UK with Dillian White. That's another thing, man. I'm not just gonna put them gloves under. Look, y'all can say whatever you want about him passing VADA test. We still ain't got the UCAD B sample back, which I don't know why it's taking so long.
And that glove situation, for Team Rivas not to be able to inspect those gloves or for those gloves to get weighed, or just this magically appeared third set of gloves that happened, you know what I mean? So they're looking at things like that, man. Because they're looking at like, well, shit, they gave Dillian White that type of leeway to do that type of shit. Who knows what they'll do for AJ? I believe that's how Amy Ruiz was got there looking at it. But I'm starting to get the impression that some fans are implying like he's scared, and that's what I mean. You can't be scared of somebody you beat the hell out of, man. That just doesn't make any sense. And look, y'all, I will be saying this about Anthony Joshua if it was him. All right, I know some of you don't believe that, you don't want to believe it. Fair enough, you know what I mean? Just like I thought that Ortiz should have took the fight against Anthony Joshua, because I thought the fight they were offering him was a good, nice check. Again, that was entering your first fight with Joshua, not like a rematch after whooping Joshua's ass. Ivan Lewis said, although Valuev was slow, but he had a strong chin, can you name any heavyweight in your opinion with a better chin? Muhammad Ali, Oliver McCall, that's just off the top of my head. Chavallo, I mean, a few other. I mean, you can name some guys here, man. My bad. Big George Foreman had a hell of a chin. I'm trying to name these while looking at the comment section. Evander Holyfield had a hell of a chin. You know what I mean? But Valuev, you know, he was in there with guys like Chigayev, and he even fought Holyfield, David Haye, guys like that. I really want to see him fight the Klitschko brothers. And speaking of crazy contracts and all that, but the reason why Valuev, if I remember correctly, he didn't fight the Klitschkos was because the Klitschkos wanted him in a contract to where I think it was, I forget if it was Vitaly or Vladimir, whichever one who was going to fight first. The contract would have been, if he beat whichever brother it was, I think it was Vlad, he had to fight Vitaly in the rematch. So that's why Valuev never fought the Klitschkos, because he didn't want to be in that type of contract. I thought he should have taken it. Why not? Those were the guys that were pretty much 1A, 1B. Now, there could have been some other things in that contract that he didn't like as well, but I know that was one of them. Ray Mercer had a great chin as well. Ray Mercer only got stopped one time. You know what I mean? Appreciate my man Brooklyn Child Boxing in that super chat, man. He says people are having all these assumptions when has Ruiz said he wanted more money? What wrong with having even playing field? People are okay with AJ and Hearn taking a rematch in the UK or Saudi Arabia. That's true, man. You know, and it seems like it's blocking another top fight. Well, no, bro. I wouldn't say no one. I wouldn't say no one, bro. I'm not okay. You are probably not okay. Okay. I wouldn't say no one. Go on these fight hype videos or any videos at the press conference. I know when I left a comment on one of the fight hype videos, dude, my comment got bombarded with a whole bunch of comments. He's scared, you know. He's the fat pig is acting like a diva, and the Teletubby, you know, calling them names, which is fine. It's still the dude that beat AJ. You dig what I'm saying? But some fans are claiming that, bro. I'm not saying you, and it might not even be majority, but there are fans claiming that, though, bro. I'm not making that up. Tavares Dot says Ruiz can easily win in court if it goes that far. U.S. is at high threat level with Saudi Arabia. AZ says if Ruiz gets sued, he will lose the IBF and WBO. He might keep the WBA if he's lucky. If I was Eddie Hearn those guys, I would pay him, man. Because look, yes, Anthony Joshua's the more popular guy. He'll make big money fights in the UK fighting a guy like David Price. You know what I mean? But Ruiz still has what he wants. Not just the titles, bro. He's still the dude that beat him. You dig what I'm saying? He's still the dude that beat him. and he wants that get back. So Ruiz has something he wants. And Joe Habib brought up a great point in one of his lives. If a guy has something that you want, they have some type of leverage, man. If Ruiz has something that Joshua didn't want, then he won't have any leverage. And even if he didn't have those titles, I still believe that AJ, not just the titles that he wants back, but just that get back of fighting Ruiz because he beat him. So he still has that, you know what I mean? All right, y'all. I'm gonna read a few more, y'all, and I'm gonna jump off this. AZ says, "Well, I'm one of them. I'm very disappointed with Ruiz's behavior. I just want him to move his ass and fight." Fair enough, because there's been times where I wanted guys who help me sign contracts to just get the fight made. You know what I mean? And not to preach to the choir, but boxing is a business, and it is. You know what I mean? I hate hearing that shit. It's preaching to the choir, and I know you guys know that, but it's one of them times where the business is in the way of things. But the same way you want him to move his ass and fight because he signed a contract, some people feel as if Hearn should move his ass and just get this man at least they can meet somewhere in the middle with this money situation, man. Mala2243 says, plenty of UK fans have zero respect for Ruiz, which is hard to believe. They are saying AJ is going to destroy him within 3 rounds. Total disrespect. You know, a lot of these people think this shit was a mirage, man. Not all, but a lot of fans, I read comments too, Mala, just like you, bro. A lot of fans think this shit was like some type of mirage, like it was a dream, it was a fluke, you know, so. I don't know. All right, y'all, been on here for close, what, an hour and 15 minutes, man. Appreciate y'all showing up. Appreciate us going back and forth, even with the opposing views. You know, it's boxing talk, man. But appreciate y'all showing up. Y'all be easy, man. I'm gone.